Obviously, he goes 9 batters. I'm sure you guys had a lot of guys stacked up. Was that always the plan to just go to Grant right after?
Yeah, they hit 200 or 300 points lower versus lefties, and they struggled versus sliders, a lot of spin on Friday. So we kind of thought we had a pretty good matchup. Just kind of go one time through. Ethan's had a tougher time going into the third and fourth. Really, the fourth is where he's kind of struggled a little bit in the past. He was really good to start. And then we walked the leadoff guy, go 2-0 count and double. It's like, all right, we're going to have to go a little bit earlier than we had anticipated to hold the field. He was good last week against Baylor and just didn't go, obviously, according to plan. Probably after Tangini got hit. Probably should have gone to Moffitt sooner, but you would go back and watch a video on Friday, and they struggle versus sliders, and Julian has a really good one. They just had his number today, and I don't know if it was tip-in or something, but they hit spin pretty good today.
When you evaluate a weekend like this, obviously knowing it's still early in the year and you're playing some really good teams here, how much balance do you find in concern from results like this, or just kind of taking away some positives?
Yeah, it's early, and you're traveling and playing, and you go back a year ago, we went down to East Carolina and had kind of the same result where you lost on Friday, you won on Saturday in a close game, and then we lost on Sunday to Long Beach. So that's the end of a long trip. You're still trying to figure out where guys' roles fit and who fits where and matchups, and sometimes you just get beat. I mean, I think they've lost 5 games to ranked or potentially ranked teams by a total of 7 runs. So you knew that you have a good team like that. They're not going to not play or not win forever. So we were just kind of in the way today of that. So no, I mean, obviously you always want to win, but when you go play really good teams on the road, especially extended road trips, that getting your butt kicked is always an option. But you just have so much more feedback. You learn so much more. You see what guys are real and what matchups, and then the big thing is, from on the mound is who works well after who, right? So who works well in succession, who doesn't, who gives you a different look. You make adjustments, but no, there's no concern. I've been doing this long enough now, and especially being a Northern coach for forever. In my entire career, like, you go and you do these things and you pick up and you move on. And we won 43, 44 games last year, and we're ahead of pace of where we were at last year. And at the same time, the same weekend, that third weekend is always kind of your the one you circle as a little bit of concern after that long time away. But you're playing really good teams. You're playing 3 postseason teams, and you come out with a win, you learn a lot, and you pick up and move on.
Kind of leads into the next question I had. Do you learn more about your team in the immediate after effect of this, or kind of how they respond in the next games that are coming up?
I think from a coaching standpoint, you find out who can go in what roles, and that's a really big thing. And both offensively and on the mound, who handles what well and who doesn't. There's still movement to be made from a position player group, I would imagine. And then on the mound, you learn a lot, obviously in the immediacy of it. But then you go back and you watch video and you watch tape, and you obviously, your leaders have to step forward and assume some responsibility and make sure you're ready to go next week again. But I would say a little bit of both. You learn in the immediate. Well, that didn't work, and a lot of times it doesn't, and that's why you just keep playing the games. And then you go back next week and go back to the drawing board. You watch the video, you watch the tape, you check the numbers, and then you get to go back and rest a little bit and practice. And that's always a good thing when you go back and you're able to get home and practice a little bit, especially for the position players. They can get back in the cage and get back on the machines and go kind of do their normal work.
I think you guys have got like 15 of your next 18 at home, so kind of leading into that point, what is the importance of being able to get home, being able to get back in your own bed, all that kind of stuff at this point in the season?
The big thing you have to do is you have to practice. It's just you're not at a point where you can go weeks at a time without practicing, without the structure of being home. So going back home and being home for a month, we schedule it that way. Is the important thing is you can go back and work on the weaknesses. You can go back and show tape. We kind of run it kind of like football, where we spend more time watching tape and breaking things down and making adjustments from there, seeing what the game has told you, the feedback the game has given you, matchups. Make sure you don't make the same mistakes twice, or as a coach. But that's the big thing. You just got to be able to practice. You got to be able to practice, and when you can't do that for young people, that's a hard thing too. So not that it had anything to do with today necessarily, But when you go back home, that's always the nice thing is you can spend the next month, just getting to work, and making adjustments. We have a really good team in Troy coming in to our place next week, so I have to have a short turnaround and go back and get ready to go for that weekend too. But the practice time is what's really critical.
Which is there, I guess, two first things. Is first of all, seeing Nick Mitchell back in action, so he's a bright spot. Here's what you saw out of him. And secondly, just is there an update on AJ and his time frame and exactly what's he dealing with?
Yeah, so it's been really nice to see Mitch, and you can see that the more he's played, the more he's kind of gotten back to his normal self. He was a little pushy with his swing the first couple of days, but has been able to load better and kind of get his swing off better. So I thought he was really good today. He hit some balls hard, right, guys. It was really good yesterday. So he's kind of back firing all cylinders. And then with AJ had surgery the Monday after that injury on Sunday, and then is probably 6 weeks from then. I was texting with him this weekend. He feels good. Is able to move it. So a lot of times a surgery is better than just a regular break heel, because you're able to go ahead and just put the plates in, put the screws in, and it's able to be more solid quickly, and then can grow quick. So that was kind of what they thought was kind of that 6 week time frame, and he seems like he's probably on that trajectory as well. On his left arm, his left forearm. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.